If you're delaying updating the photography of you on your website because, like my clients Aileen and Karen this time, you are working remotely and distanced, then this is absolutely the episode for you. If you're just like them and the idea of traveling quite a long distance just for a photo shoot just doesn't seem like a safe enough reason to get out there, then you're probably going to find exactly how we did this to be really interesting. Let's get you all inspired and thinking well outside of the box. Let's go. Let me tell you first a little bit about Aileen and Karen. They met a number of years ago when they were both doing the same nutrition course. And after hitting it off, they agreed that going for a partnership was probably going to be a great idea for them because they had such similar interests. And so as a result of that, their podcast was born. Their podcast is called She Runs, Eats, Performs. And as a result of creating that podcast together, their membership, the Runners Health Hub, was created. Now, pre-pandemic, the ladies made a point of trying to catch up on a regular basis in person so that they could share ideas and work together. But more often than not, they worked remotely together on these joint ventures of theirs. So when lockdown happened, it's fair to say that they didn't have to do a lot of adjustments to the style of the way that they were used to working in. However, when it came to getting a new set of matching photography, they hit a bit of a barrier. Neither of them felt back at the time when these sessions were created that it was really safe enough and that they could honestly justify traveling 300 miles to one another just for the sake of a photo shoot. And that's when Aileen contacted me. Now, Aileen and I go back quite a few years as well. We first met at a breakfast networking event. I think it was about 2014, 2015-ish. And then we got to know each other a lot more when we were in a group coaching program together. And that lasted for about 6 months, I think. So in order to make sure that the images we created looked like they had been shot in the same place on the same day with the same lighting, I had the pleasure of working alongside this fabulous photographer.
Hi, I'm Charlotte. I run Charlotte Craig Photography here in London in the UK. I work as a commercial photographer shooting both lifestyle and fitness photography.
Hi, I'm Karen, co-founder of the Runners Health Hub and co-host of She Runs, Eats, Performs podcast. I'm based in London in the UK and my photo shoot was with Charlotte Craig in London.
Hi, I'm Aileen. I'm co-founder of Runners Health Hub and I'm also the co-host of She Runs, Eats, Performs podcast. I'm based in Newcastle in the UK and I had my photo shoot with Laura at the Mayfield Studios in Newcastle.
And I'm Claire Jenks from Jenks Creative. I'm based up in Northumberland and I've joined in this project to bring the photography created into the Runners Health Hub brand.
So now you have the skinny on who's who, let's go straight into shoot day, shall we? Just got here. First time I've been here in a long old time. And my little park that I used to have, it's just knocked down. So this used to be here, where you see all this white. That used to be a bus station and everyone would know to park there because it's cheaper than the NCP down the road. And now they've knocked it down. How times have changed, eh? I realise now, having said that this is the kind of thing your mum or dad would say to you when you were little and you'd be like, oh, why are you talking about the old days? I'm officially old. Let's talk about today's shoot. So today I'm shooting with the amazing Aileen, and if you've checked out my post on my feed today, you'll know a little bit of a backstory about her. But I love it when this kind of thing eventually comes round. That's something that I never realised when I was starting out in business, but you make friends with all these cool people and then something will eventually crop up where you end up working together or helping each other out, even if it's years and years later. Yeah, I love that. It's really cool. So today we're doing a green screen session and I've got all my equipment waiting for us at Mayfield Studio, so I'm only packing one bag. How cool is that? Hey, that's a wrap. We are done.
We were just discussing how our photography could look like Aileen and Karen were shot in the same place at the same time. How can we sum up all this technical chat, Laura?
Yeah, I think it would be a bit boring, wouldn't it, if we went into all the nitty-gritty of the technical stuff. We've been talking about finessing layers, flattening layers, blending layers, getting colorways right. But really, I would probably say to anybody, if I was telling them how to do this from the outside, that they should do it with lighting diagrams.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for us, it didn't happen that way. We just didn't have time in our schedules to communicate exactly how we were doing our setup with lighting diagrams. So we weren't extra prepared.
Yes, this time is been by collaborating on the retouch. We've discussed how we're cutting out the ladies and how the retouch can fit the match on the final images so they can look the same.
And then, of course, the plan is to composite both of those PNG files together so that it's going to be easier for the ladies to use.
And we agree that this is going to make it easier for the ladies to work with their images and easier for the suppliers to use them.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. And I also think that we should take a little second here, Charlotte, to just share that we've both learned in this technical geeking out chat that we've just had, that we studied photography at the same place.
I know, it's crazy, having never met each other before, that this collaboration has turned out to be, a Newcastle College reunion.
Yes, exactly. It's such a small world, isn't it? We've just been talking about the lecturers. We remember we did it at different times, our courses. It's not like we studied together and now we're having a reunion where we didn't know where each other ended up. But you went there and then I went there. So we've been like comparing what cameras were there, what facilities were there, which lecturers we remember.
Yeah. It's been really good fun actually to go down that route and reminiscing.
Yeah, exactly. And I always tell anybody when they're thinking about getting serious about professional photography or commercial photography in particular, that they should spend the time to go and study properly. Are you of the same opinion?
I think so, because there's so many new things all the time, particularly the digital Photoshop and how you learn the workflow. I think that's much easier to get taught that than to work on that on your own. I think that's quite a difficult task.
Yeah, it can be quite
and the retouching, because for example, like Photoshop, there's so many ways of retouching, as we know, there's like many ways of cutting out a person from a green screen and a white background. There's maybe 5 or 10 different ways to do it, and everybody's different. So it's very good when you go out in industry to make sure that you have those skills. So
and it's like it's about the lingo. And also I think I found what was pleasantly surprising for me when I studied there was this idea of collaboration. I don't know if this happened when you were studying, but I remember class crits were like a real magical time for me. So you'd hand in your piece of work for the week or for the last 12 weeks, and Graham Stoof would stand on the table and all the work would be around him, and then we'd go around him as a circle and we'd look at each piece of work, and everyone was expected to give some sort of feedback or idea about the work. And I absolutely loved that. Did you do the same?
We did something similar. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So and it was so interesting to see how the same project was interpreted in so many different ways, depending on what people had access to or their interests were.
I love
it was
that.
Really, I know, it was really fun. I miss that a little bit.
Oh God, I miss it all the time. And even like the camaraderie, like if we were all trying to hit a deadline, Like people would be like, come on, we can do this. And everyone would be like photoshopping or running around in the studio. Like when you're working on your own, you just don't have that.
No.
Maybe we should tell, right? So this is an official notice then to Newcastle College that we want you to do some sort of a reunion where we all get given a little assignment and we all get to push each other along. I would pay good money to do that.
Yeah, we need to have some alumni meeting or something like
like
that,
a little retreat or something. Yeah.
So what do you think, Karen?
Well, Aileen, I have to say, I'm really loving the way the new photos have come out. I feel that the website looks so much more professional. And by that, I mean that you can now really see the real us in a beautifully consistent way. I really wasn't sure if we could pull this off.
Yeah, me neither. But I'm really thrilled that Laura and Charlotte have been able to do this for us. You know, it's been fantastic. I just wish that we'd been together to do it. It's a shame that we haven't been in the same place, but maybe next time, maybe the next session, we can be there in person together.
Yeah, absolutely, Aileen. Let's keep our fingers crossed.
Hi, Claire here, and I'm now at the stage working in collaboration with Laura to make sure that the photography assets shot by Charlotte and Laura really fit in well with the Runners Health Hub branding. We've been chatting together about the right way to do this, and in a way that is exactly what Aileen and Karen need, whilst at the same time making the space enough for this brand to evolve going forward too. So as you can see, I've brought things together and we have taken the photography that Laura and Charlotte have shot and we've started to bring that together with the brand colours that have been evolved and designed for their brand in the past. And we've also laid this on top of recognisable shapes, images and textures from the running world. So we've got textures of road, and we've also got a trainer tread as well. So these are shapes and textures that are really going to resonate with their audience. This makes things really come together, and the way that we've created it really reflects Aileen and Karen's goal of making the graphic design part of running their business really easy as possible. They can now take all of these different assets and recreate them in a tool such as Canva and start to create the graphic design in-house.
So there you have it. Two business partners situated 300 miles apart, brought together with remote photography into 5 scaled composites that they can use over and over and over again in their business communications and marketing plan, layered on top of some bespoke graphic elements and textures that really make their brand pop. Don't forget you can meet more of my clients by heading to this playlist next. I'll see you next time. Mwah! Now, before you go anywhere, don't forget to subscribe. Mwah!